Any of the media has any questions, we'd love to open it up. Again, this is kind of a unique format. Jacob.
All right, Mr. Mike Essa, you have a WiseFab kit that has been talked about a lot about the internet. Do you think that gave you an advantage over some of the other cars that don't have such technically advanced suspension?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that the WiseFab kit's like super technologically advanced. It's just pretty simple. You know, the wheels stay flat and it has a lot of angle. So, and it's not even as good as their other kit that was not FD legal. But I've always had, big angle. It's kind of, the way I run, a lot of angle. And the Z4, I just wasn't able to speed up and hold angle. But this chassis, built-in suspension definitely is helping out there with the WiseFab angle kit. Yokohama tires are solid, so I mean it's a combination of things.
Cool. You are?
If you could switch the champagne for any drink of your choice, what would it be? All three of you.
I'd probably go with Heineken.
With what?
Heineken.
Okay.
Second place in that field.
Sierra Nevada.
Okay.
Fourth.
Jameson.
Jameson. Higher octane for the old man. All right. Yep.
All right, guys. Now that we're going into the championship, it's pretty much tight. My guess you've got 2 wins. How do you guys approach early day?
I don't know. I've never been here before, so first time for me. I'm just gonna go there and keep doing what I've been doing. It's been working out, so that's gonna be my approach.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to focus on the other drivers in the championship. You really got to, not lose focus on yourself and the team to make sure that you're moving on and, just however the ladder falls. Like, we went through some pretty tough battles today, and, I was trying not to think too much about the outcome, but, at some point it does cross your mind, but you got to try and block that out and just work on yourself to make sure you're moving on.
About the protests in this event and how everything went down, how it changed the outcome of the event.
It's hard to say if I've seen an event with more, but this was definitely one of the higher ones. I think just a lot of people are on edge. It's coming down to the end of the year. People want to win, and a lot of things are on the line. So,
and it's a new track, and no one's run it before, and everybody's running 100% plus. So crazy stuff is happening out there. The track is really hard to see at night, so it's easy to get lost and make little mistakes that really cost you the run.
I've never really quite seen, but I've never kind of been in the middle of so many protests. Like for today, for example, I was ready to go, lined up, did what I needed to do, and then I got pushed back. Wait, there's a protest. I had no idea what was going on. My spotter didn't really have a good idea of what was going on, so we were just sitting there waiting, and then they made a decision. It was the whole thing with Pat and JR, so kind of got right in the middle of that, and I've never really been directly affected by a protest, I think, so that was the only thing. That determined my outcome, who I was going to go against, so that was definitely a big deal for me.
Yeah.
How about the amount of time that the protest took? You had that weight on you guys' mind. You're sitting there in your cars and thinking, wow, I'm here for a while. What's going on?
For me, definitely. I mean, I was lined up, ready to go, burn out, tires warm, tires checked, ready to go, and I was waiting. I'm getting sweatier. So I had to wait, and then eventually, I just decided I'm going to take off my helmet and wait, and then when they were good and ready, I guess, apparently, then I was able to go up. So I definitely got affected by that. It was a little weird, and it's definitely strange when it's like, all right, let's go, 100%, bring it all to the table. You're running right now. Oh wait, hang on. You're not running JR, you're running somebody else. So that kind of, everything comes into play differently. If you want to set up the car different, if you want to do anything different. So it's definitely a weird scenario that I got put in.
It's, with the nature of drifting, you're going from 0 to 100. There's no warm-up, there's nothing. The only warm-up you get is really to warm up the tires. And so whenever there's an issue like that and it's causing a delay, you have to try and reset yourself and go back, warm up the tires again, pull to the line, because there is no let's see what happens in the next 3 laps. It's going 0 to 100. And so that's what makes drifting exciting. But yeah, all these little protests definitely do play into it. But you just gotta be prepared to all those types of things. The same thing if there's a crash, in the pair right in front of you, there could be a 20-minute delay.
OG.
You guys, it's the first time at Texas. How do you guys like the track layout? How do you guys like the triple digit entry? Is there anything you'd change about the track, or do you guys love it the way it is?
I'd probably fill that pothole. Do that. Otherwise, no, I love the track. It was fast. One of the fastest momentum tracks that we have. Like, yes, Seattle does have a huge bank, but this, 100-mile-an-hour entry, quick chicane and 80-mile-an-hour flat throttle like through a road course. We don't have any other track that's like that. So it's definitely not too technical. It's more just kind of balls out, just hold the throttle down, hope to make it to the other end, which makes it, very exciting. It's a lot of momentum.
I really liked it. I feel like it suited my car really well. So a lot of big ankle track, lots of speed. I love big entry, initiation kind of style stuff, and that's what I was all about. I see a bunch of people kind of e-braking in and kind of being careful with it, and that's kind of where I figured that we would be able to make up some ground and show everybody that what we can do, and that's why I really like this track. I've never driven on anything quite like this, I don't think, especially in FD. To me, it's more similar to like you're hot lapping around a road course, because when you're hot lapping around a road course, you just kind of build momentum faster, and that's how I felt with this. And I had fun, definitely.
It's definitely a tough tandem track. You really have to not charge in too hard in the entry. Basically, if you charge in too hard and get too close to the entry, you're going to mess yourself up. So you've got to kind of hang back. You've got to stay close, but just give a little bit of room, get through that transition, and then you can really get on the throttle. And if you don't carry speed through there, you're not going to make it to the other end on the right line. So maybe a couple other markers on the track, so it'd be a little bit easier to see, especially at night. But other than that, the track is pretty awesome. It's very fast.
What were your thoughts when the call came down that you were going to face Pat versus JR, knowing what was it about him?
I mean, obviously, it's JR is JR, and I was fully prepared, ready to go against him. I felt like we had a car that could definitely take him down. I felt like I was in the right mindset to be able to do that. And when we got called against Pat, it was, a little weight off my shoulder, of course. I mean, JR being JR, we all know who JR is, and we all know who we are. So it was definitely a little bit of a relief, but then again, you start to feel that 1 second of relief, then who knows what's going to happen. I could blow off track, anything could happen, and I could easily hand it to Pat just as easy as JR could have handed it to me, or I could have handed it to JR. So at that point, just stay focused and don't let the protest and the call and everything distract you from the purpose. And the purpose is to get up here.
All right, Ben.
Well, this is the bond. With you losing the protest against Pat Verdon. First of all, what went through your mind when you first learned of the protest, and then after learning you lost, how did you feel?
I was on the line ready to go to the top 4 against Matt. I was really pumped to run him. And then to learn that Pat protested us, I was pretty blown away. Frankly, I'm not even sure Pat should have been on the track tonight. When I ran him, when I led him, he found some magical speed. He was right there with us. So when you're in the top 8 and you're battling a guy and he runs what he did against us, and then you go and go to chase him, first turn's everything, so you anticipate it. And the whole run, I'm just waiting for him to pick up the throttle, and he's just clearly sandbagging, or just couldn't pull it together like he did when he was chasing. So, it's just really frustrating. I don't remember a time when a judge's ruling has been overturned in the middle of a competition. So I'm looking forward to our series having some consistency. And, I understand we're in a young sport that's progressing, but this shit's got to stop.
Ford has, dumped some money into the sport, so how does it feel to know that Ford is backing you guys, and also the competition between you two, because there was teammates at one point, now you guys are on different teams, but still on Team Ford. Do you talk a lot about the championship? Do you talk about the cars or anything like that, or is it a lot more competition now that you're a little bit separated?
I'm pumped. I've had a relationship with Ford since 2007, and it's been a long way. A big company like that, getting them to understand and support a sport like this. It's taken a while, and it's amazing. The internal support and passion that they're having for drift now. I think that's a lot of our hard work, and just working hard to show them the value So to have Ford here, I'm pumped. I think it's huge for our sport to have a manufacturer like Ford with such a deep racing heritage supporting a untraditional motorsport. I think it's amazing, and it says a lot about the things that we're all doing. As far as Justin and I's competition, I think, when Justin, I got him his job at Falcon, and I was pumped. We're good friends, and I feel like, we helped each other, like we pushed each other as a team, but when we were competing, we both wanted to rip each other's heads off. Like we wanted to be the better dude in Mustang, obviously. But now, it's definitely straight up competition. There's no, everybody knows that there's obviously, tensions and battles, between the teams, and it's fun. I still like Justin as a person, and unfortunately, we haven't had to battle at all this year, and I was looking forward to it. And maybe it'll happen in Irwindale, but I mean, it's all fun, and this is what we do.
Yeah, I mean, like JR said, it's really good to have Ford back in the series and being able to drive for a manufacturer that's really into the sport. I mean, we don't really have a lot of manufacturers that back the series, so to be one of the two guys that do that is really good. Obviously there's been a separation in teams, and like JR said, we haven't had a chance to battle it out, but it's good to see him succeed, and when I succeed too, it's good for our series sponsor, and it's good for the sport.
If any other drivers want to comment on how the OEM championship is going for them, or whether they've had conversations with their sponsors.
Yeah, so I'm supporting BMW, but they're not supporting us yet. So hopefully, maybe somebody at BMW will see that we're doing well with their chassis, and fans love it, and it's a great way to reach a great audience. So maybe there's some hope. I don't know.
Here's Steven, Mr. Globe with Toyota.
Yeah, and I've had a long-running relationship with Toyota, and I basically started off in Toyota, similar to what S is doing now, helping them, and now they're helping me back, so I think there's definitely hope. I think the manufacturing championship is going to become more important as years go by, because it's still pretty fresh, and it's still all about the Drivers' Championship. I think as years go by, I think it's becoming increasingly important.
When we first got in here, and you mentioned you had taken the lead, albeit by a small amount, you kind of chuckled about it. Are you surprised by that? And also, do you think there's some possibility you could take this championship home this year?
I'm still amazed, with the new car. Basically, everything's just kind of falling into place. All the years that I've been in Formula Drift before this, with different chassis, and I kind of struggled with them. Kind of fought myself with cars, basically, trying to keep the car not twitchy and try to find the grip. But I think that driving those cars taught me a lot, and so coming into this car that's more balanced and got a good setup on it, that's been everything. So I always thought we could do it, and been able to show that we can win. So the championship is a possibility, and I'm still blown away by that, but I'm excited.
We're about to wrap it up here. It is 12:05 here, so Banner and Banner first, and then Emil, and again.
This is going to Daigo. Daigo, with your points dwindling here towards the final, do you feel any more pressure now than you did at the beginning of the year?
今年の初めは私どうなるんですか楽しみだったんですけど、今ちょっとがっかりしてるんですけど、最終戦逆にかなり点が開いてるのでリラックスしていきたいと思います。Of course, the beginning of the year, the game was going to happen with you.